My name's Jen Turner and I work for the Royal Forestry Society. We're here today in Hockeridge Pancake Woods, which is an important woodland today for people, wildlife and for timber. But if we look a little closer, we can see clues to its hidden past. In medieval times, this woodland would have looked very different. The trees would have been much smaller because you would have been harvesting them with small tools like hand axes for things like charcoal and timber. This feature here is a pillow mound. There are several of them dotted around the woodland. These were used as medieval rabbit farms. People would have piled up soil and flint and allowed the rabbits to warren inside them. They would then use smoke and nets to catch the rabbits for furs and food. So there's further evidence that there's been people here for hundreds of years. The shape of this magnificent tree shows that a long time ago it was coppiced to help form a nice thick boundary along the edge of this trackway. This pathway's been in existence for hundreds of years. Since medieval times, people have been walking up and down here, and it's ancient features like this that were used to create administrative boundaries. Over here on my right is Buckinghamshire, whereas over here on my left is Hertfordshire. So I'm here in the heart of the ancient woodlands, and what you can see around me is this beautiful carpet of magnificent native bluebells. Bluebells are an ancient woodland indicator species. What that means is that they show that this woodland has stood here for hundreds of years. In amongst this carpet of blue, we've got all sorts of other wildflowers, including wood anemones, dog's mercury, lords and ladies, and yellow archangel. All these flowers are fantastic for local wildlife. They support mini beasts, which help to support the larger animals such as birds and mammals. Managing this woodland for wildlife means that we can take care of this ancient woodland for generations to come. All of these ancient woodland indicator species that you can see here take a long time to grow and spread. So if you see things like bluebells and wood anemones, you know that you've been in a woodland that has been there for hundreds of years. In the more recent past, these woodlands played an important role in World Wars I and II, where timber was taken to help the war effort.
Timber was also taken from the woodland to provide decorations for the coronation of King George VI in 1936. After World War II, there was very little timber left in the woodlands, and the site was earmarked by a developer who wanted to expand nearby Berkhamsted. This is the beautiful giant redwood or Wellingtonia Avenue. These trees were planted by Mary Wellesley, who bought the site in the 1950s. The Wellingtonia are named after her great-great-grandfather, the Duke of Wellington, and this avenue is a replica of one he planted on his estate in Berkshire.
In the 1980s, Mary gifted this woodland to the Royal Forestry Society, and we promised to continue her vision to make sure that this is preserved for future generations.